Today's story takes us back into the world of Hollywood, legacy, and unexpected love stories that still capture attention decades later. Because when someone like Jane Fonda speaks about her past, people listen. In a recent heartfelt moment, legendary actress and activist Jane Fonda opened up about her former husband, media giant Ted Turner, in a way that surprised many fans around the world. Her words weren't dramatic, but they were deeply personal, soft, reflective, and filled with a sense of time passing. She described Ted Turner as gloriously handsome, a phrase that immediately caught public attention. But beyond the headline, what stood out was the emotional tone behind her words. This wasn't about reopening old chapters in a controversial way. It was about looking back at a meaningful relationship with maturity and perspective. Jane Fonda and Ted Turner were once one of the most high-profile couples of their era. Their marriage in the 1990s brought together Hollywood glamour and media power in a way that fascinated the public. At the time, Fonda was already an established Oscar-winning actress, while Turner had built a media empire that changed global news through CNN. But like many intense relationships in the spotlight, their marriage eventually came to an end. Even so, what Fonda is showing now is something very different from bitterness or regret. Instead, it's reflection. It's the kind of honesty that only comes after years of personal growth and distance. In her recent tribute, she didn't just focus on appearance or success. She acknowledged the energy and presence Turner brought into her life. There was admiration in her tone, but also acceptance of the fact that people change, relationships evolve, and not every story is meant to last forever. And that's what makes this moment so relatable. Because while their lives exist on a global stage, the emotions behind her words are deeply human. Most people, regardless of fame or fortune, understand what it means to look back on someone from their past with a mix of fondness and closure. What's also interesting is how this moment reflects Jane Fonda's personality as she has grown older. She has never been afraid to speak openly about her life, her relationships, or her mistakes. Instead of rewriting history, she tends to revisit it with honesty and sometimes even compassion. For fans, this tribute is not just celebrity news. It's a reminder that even the most powerful or famous relationships are still human at their core. There is attraction, connection, conflict, and eventually reflection. And in the case of Fonda and Turner, it seems time has softened everything into perspective rather than regret. In today's fast-moving world of headlines and social media reactions, moments like this stand out because they feel real. They're not about drama, they're about memory. And sometimes, memory is more powerful than current events. Jane Fonda's words also highlight something important: the idea that loving someone once doesn't disappear just because the relationship ends. It transforms. It becomes part of personal history. And for someone like Fonda, who has lived multiple lifetimes in the public eye, those memories carry meaning, not weight. As this story continues to circulate online, fans are revisiting old photos, interviews, and moments from the couple's time together. Not to judge, but to understand how two very different worlds came together, even if only for a period of time. And perhaps that is the real takeaway here. Not the glamour, not the fame, but the simple truth that every relationship leaves an imprint, no matter how it ends. Now, as Jane Fonda reflects with grace and openness, she reminds us that looking back doesn't always mean going back. Sometimes it just means acknowledging what was, with honesty and peace. And that's a powerful message in itself. If you enjoyed this story and want more celebrity insights, untold stories, and emotional Hollywood moments, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Because every story has a past, and some pasts still echo into the present.